You know, there's kind of a responsibility, an important job, I guess you could say, to make people happy. I think that's the whole point of my career.
You're watching the Local News Network, brought to you by RMW Tafoya Barrett and Associates and Kesey Motor Company.
This goes back to when I was 10 years old and I heard Maple Leaf Rag online. And I told my mother, I said, "Ragtime, what is that?" And I just loved it. Ragtime is the first truly original American music. It's a combination of European styles, African-American rhythms, and the melting pot that is the United States. And so that's one of the reasons I really love it. I just like the sound of it. It's in between classical music and folk music. It really has no exact place except as a precursor to jazz. And sadly, it is usually relegated to a footnote in jazz history. Well, Durango is one of the only places in the country with any history of ragtime music, with the possible exception of Sedalia, Missouri, where Scott Joplin lived. But the Diamond Bell Saloon in the Strater Hotel opened in 1957. It was a recreation of a historic saloon, and they've had live ragtime piano players in the saloon every year since. Next year will be 70 years. And so this is one of the only places in the country you can go to hear this music on a regular basis. In the summer, I'm often playing 6 nights a week. The audiences these days, I think they're surprised to hear this music because it's unusual, but it usually catches their attention. And they're amazed by this historic music and the sound coming out of a beautiful 1902 upright grand piano, which you don't walk into restaurants or bars anymore that have pianos at all. If they have anything, they'll have an electric keyboard, which I refuse to play. It's awful. It does not give the right sound and aura that you would have heard at the turn of the century. I appreciate it.
Linus and Lucy.
No, I don't know. It's too modern. You have to think of old jazz standards and things like that. No, we're talking 1920s, pal. Oh. Sorry, but thank you. That's the whole point of what I do, is to create a time travel experience for the audience. Music is like a time machine for me. Of course, yeah, I've gotten to where I play some newer tunes, and by that I mean from the 50s, so that the audience can relate to what I'm doing. But yeah, that's really part of the goal, is to take people back in time. I do have a big following here in Durango, but not just here in Durango. I mean, at music festivals all over the country where I work, there are fans of this music who travel around the world specifically to listen to the great ragtime and jazz musicians. And Marie is 90 years old and has sat by the piano almost every single night I've played for the last 6 years. Oh, you're just naming all the train songs I played last week. Well, okay, I'll do one more.
Every time he's here, I'm here. I love the music so much. I love that. I grew up in the 40s, and I loved all the big band and the beautiful music way back then. And he plays beautiful music, and I love it so much.
So I started the Durango Ragtime and Early Jazz Festival. This is now only the 2nd year as a nonprofit organization. So most of the music festivals where I work are all nonprofits. It's not really about making money. It's about preserving this music and presenting it to a new audience. And we have about 7 musicians coming from all over the country to Durango, the very best in their field. I've always felt that Durango was the best place for one of these. It's the perfect sized town. You have this remarkable history of ragtime at the Diamond Bell Saloon. You have a hotel built in the ragtime era. That was the heyday for this music. You know, for a long time I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to make a living doing this. And I ended up going to graduate school. I got a master's degree in historical musicology from the Peabody Conservatory in Baltimore. And after that, I quit on the PhD. I said, I don't like the academic route. I really didn't. So I just started trying to book every gig I can. And so far it's working pretty well. I'm much happier playing for people than sitting behind a desk. And like I say, this is a wonderful place. Not a bad place to call home.
For more information, visit DurangoRagtime.com. And for more stories like this, visit thelocalnews.us.